Hey, Red Sox fans, Don Hewitt here with Gaff. We're on take number, 59 by now. But we're here. We messed up the last time I messed up the last time we did some videos, so we're going to do them over again. So here's our first question for today is, should we believe that the most recent Red Sox results, which are above 500 in August, above 500 in September, do you think those results are sustainable going into next year?
Yeah, I think they are sustainable. I think with the Lynn Rice and Evans outfield, hopefully, and Dombrowski's aggressive moves in the winter, which will be mostly pitching, I think we're going to have to improve the ball club, and we're going to do a lot better.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the World Series, but we're going to do better.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the Red Sox have to figure out what kind of team they're going to be. Because if they keep that kind of an outfield, the young guys in the infield, young pitchers, maybe more like Kansas City. So maybe Dombrowski goes after some closers, some good bullpen guys, and maybe he can trade for a pitcher or two. But I was listening to the baseball show last night, and Bob Newmeyer is all over how we going to hit home runs like the Toronto Blue Jays and Yankees and Baltimore. And it's like, no, I mean, you don't have to hit home runs. You need good hitters in the lineup. And if you're going to play to your strength, and it's going to be speed all around the outfield, good defense, if we can get better starting pitching and then a shutdown bullpen. I mean, look what Betances and Miller have done for the Yankees. Look at what the three guys at the end of the game in Kansas City do for the Royals. Those are the kind of bullpens that can win you 40 games a year just because the other team can't do a thing after the sixth inning. So I think Dombrowski needs to figure out what he wants this team to be. Are you going to go get a Chris Davis and have another 210 hitter with 40 home runs? Or, are you going to play the hand you've got with all the young players and use speed and hustle and good pitching, good defense, almost like Tampa Bay, but maybe with a little more hitting. So I think that's his biggest challenge. And I almost think this is a two-step process the more I was thinking about it. I think the first step for next year is to fix the pitching. And whether that's to go after a free agent like David Price, which John Henry has said he doesn't like to do, with guys over 30 and long-term contracts like John Lester, whether it's to go after a Zach Greinke, maybe instead he trades for an Aroldis Chapman, the big closer from Cincinnati. Maybe he can go after Craig Kimbrell, who got traded to the Padres. Those are guys that are under control for another year or two. See what you have with them. We don't know what Koji's going to be like when he comes back. Plus, he's 41. And Tazawa, they shut him down because the guy's just dead tired. I mean, he's almost made like 70 appearances every year for the last 2 or 3 years. So, if they could get those guys some help and give them a few less innings, that may be the way to go. And then I think that in 2017, I think Ortiz will be pretty much over by then. And maybe that's when they focus on the hitting and the offense a little more if they want to go for some power. But I think the immediate problem is the pitching. And I don't know who's going to be left in the starting rotation. They're talking about bringing Buchholz back again. And I know maybe I'm bucking the grain on this, but I am not in favor of spending $13 million on a 3-month pitcher and bringing him back because the other guys, the other sports experts are saying, well, you have a lot of extra hands down on the farm, so when he breaks down, you can bring one of those guys up. That's not a plan. That's not a plan to me. If I could use that $13 million and get a Chapman or a Kimbrel, I'd rather do that. A guy who will give you 40 wins out of the bullpen, 40 saves, instead of a guy who's going to give you 10 wins and be shut down.
But they've already done that. They're already bringing kids up to replace them.
Sure. And look what's happened. It's a winning record. So how much do you need Buchholz? I don't know. Where are you on that?
Oh, release them.
Or
try to trade them. Trade them. If you can't,
I mean, you can pick up the option and then try to trade him in the spring training if you want.
it's just that you have to look over the last 2 or 3 years what he's done, and if I remember correctly, it's not. It's probably pretty good up till June, and after that, nothing.
Nothing. I mean, he's injured. I think he was injured 3 or 4 of the last 4 or 5 years, and you're never going to get 200 innings out of him, you know. So even James Shields, that he got signed for big money. Of course, everybody gets signed for big money these days. He just went over 200 innings for the 9th time.
Wow.
So there's a guy. His record's 13-9. His ERA's like 3.5. So. Still better than a lot of the Red Sox starters, but that's a guy you can rely on 200 innings for. Buchholz is never going to be that guy. So I don't know how much longer you want to go with the experiment to keep him. So I think Buchholz is a big question mark. If the rotation can be Rodriguez, Porcello, I'm on the fence about. Miley is a 200 innings guy. You still need a couple of guys at the front of the rotation. So if you can trade for a Sonny Gray, maybe get one of the young pitchers from the Mets in a trade.
Where's Kelly fit in, or does he?
He had a good end of the season, and then they shut him down because his shoulder got sore.
Yeah.
Just when he was getting some traction, you wonder if he could do that for a full season. Here's another guy. You don't know. But maybe some other team would take him in trade. As a young guy that has potential. So that's where we're at. I think Dombrowski needs to focus on the pitching, and Buchholz is not in my plans, and it doesn't sound like he's in yours.
He's not in my plans.
All right. Well,
Can't rely on him.
No, but I think fix the bullpen, get a couple of really high-quality guys, and even if you got 3 closers, you know how that goes. So, somebody's always getting hurt. And go from there and trade from a position of strength with the numbers you have from the minors, and not even touch the major league schedule, really, the roster, I mean. So that's our thoughts. All right, thanks a lot.